Hello everyone, I want to talk about the top 10 heroes that you should be building your signature items on. Signature items are something that you can upgrade very early on in the game. So I am going to start with the very first hero, the most powerful hero in the early game, which is Damon. So to start off with, I would start with getting Damon's signature item to plus 20. It increases the attack and defense rating he acquires from his target, so he becomes even more powerful with that attack rating. This makes him very powerful. It allows him to do as much damage as he does with that plus 20 signature item. And the second hero to get signature item on is Rowan. Rowan, you want to go all the way with that plus 30 signature item. It significantly increases the energy recovery here. So it gives your allies a lot of energy, which is very important, especially for the early game. And the third hero I will look at is Raku. With Raku, you want to go all the way with that plus 30 signature item because it allows him to do even more damage. Normal attacks now deal additional damage based on the target's current health. Again, a lot of damage from Raku with that plus 30 signature item. And the fourth one, I am going to go with a Hypogean Lucretia. Now, in my opinion, I think Lucretia has kind of fallen off just a tiny bit, but she is still a very powerful hero that I still use, and having that plus 30 signature item there. When any non-summon allies die, Lucretia's attack rating is increased by 50% for 20 seconds. This effect can be stacked. Time duration for each stacked effect is calculated individually, so it allows her to do a lot of damage here with that attack rating. Each time an ally dies, she gets this buff because it can be stacked per every time an ally dies. So that 30 signature item is very powerful for Lucretia. And for the fifth one, I'm going back over to the Light Bearers with Scarlet. And with Scarlet, I would go with the plus 30 signature item for her. Deals additional damage whenever an explosion is triggered successfully. So this increases her damage by a lot, allows her to be very useful in the bosses as well as in the campaign as well. Now the next two heroes that I will look at are going to be dimensional heroes. In order to get some of these dimensional heroes, you have to go over to the Friends tab and into the Garrisoned tab here, and this is where you will see a lot of your dimensionals. You will also find some of the dimensionals in the store here as well, so make sure you are also looking in the store. And the first dimensional hero I will look at is Joan of Arc. So at the beginning, I would put Joan of Arc with that plus 20 signature item that allows for her survivability to increase. For the first 3 seconds of the battle, Joan of Arc is immune to all damage and converts them into protection value instead. So again, that survivability, she's a very good support, so keeping her on the battlefield as long as possible will only help your team. And the second signature item for the dimensionals, I will look at Albedo. And that plus 30 signature item on Albedo gives the buffs to all dimensional heroes in her formation. Especially increases the attack rating. So having Albedo in a dimensional comp with that plus 30 signature item really helps. Okay, moving back over to the regular heroes, I will go ahead and look at Palmer's signature item next. At the beginning for Palmer, I would go with that plus 20 signature item. When Palmer's Faith is maxed out, all allied heroes will deal additional damage to enemy heroes if their crit rating exceeds the enemy's crit block rate by a certain margin. So allowing your allied heroes to do even more damage with this plus 20 signature item. And the next signature item I will look at is Silas. Me personally, I don't recommend Silas as a beginner hero because he doesn't really do a lot until you have him built out, which is why I recommend having his plus 30 signature item. Because the allies will gain attack rating when they have high HP, so even more attack rating for your allies. And specifically, allies that have more than 50% of the max health will have their attack rating increased by 20%, which is quite a bit of an attack rating buff. And the 10th hero that I will look at here in this video is Odin. Now to start off with, plus 20 signature item can be pretty useful, because each time the skill Eye of Evil reaches 200 friend points, Odin's attack rating is increased by 3% and his haste is increased by 3 points, and attributes can be stacked up to 15 times. So giving that attack rating and haste stackable 15 times is very powerful, but Ultimately, you'll want to get that plus 30 signature item. When it reaches 200 friend points, Odin's attack rating is increased by 5% and his haste is increased by 4 points. So even more attack rating and even more haste with the plus 30 signature item. So overall, when you start out, if you're starting out in this game, I would recommend building those 10 heroes out, or at least trying to, because I know summoning can be a little bit luck-based sometimes. So yeah, if you're able to get at least some of these heroes that I have mentioned, and start building their signature items, you'll progress quite a bit in this game. Hey, if you made it to the end of this video and liked this video, make sure to like and subscribe. Also comment what did you think about these top 10 heroes that I would recommend building the signature items for. And there will be a video on screen that YouTube thinks you'd like to watch next, so go ahead and click on that video right now. And thanks for watching.